So how I got involved in the Washington Women's Art Center. It was a group of people that founded it. I was one of the organizers of a fabulous women's feminist artists conference at the Corcoran in 1972 while I was still in graduate school. It was a great time for getting funding for women's activities. I learned about what I didn't know. I didn't know that there weren't any women in art history books. I didn't know that men were excluding us. I just was blind to everything. So a group of us got together and we organized the conference, and we invited people we wanted to meet and had the funding to do it. So we invited famous people and accomplished old women and young women artists and craftspeople and art historians, and we brought them all to Washington. And after that, it sparked many things happening. It was a tremendous amount of energy that was in Washington. I went to California when I was finished graduate school to explore what was going on with Judy Chicago and Miriam Shapiro. I learned a lot, and I came back to Washington and thought, heard about the women's building that they started, and thought we should have that in Washington, that there were enough people, there were enough activities. And I planned first with a group of my friends from graduate school, and we got together, sat around making plans, and one of us was a marketing director at Glen Echo Park when it was just founded, said that we could have an event there. During that event, we had an exhibit. I was in charge of the exhibit, someone else was in charge of the crafts events, someone else was in charge of the auto mechanics workshop, another person did the music, and so our art show was 100 women called Images of Ourselves, and we got a lot of press for it. It was a big event. At the end of this Women's Sphere Festival, a group formed. That group began making plans for the Washington Women's Art Center. It was that group and the outreach to the community and all the people that we knew that started the ball rolling. People volunteered here to do different things. We did planning, we did program planning, we got some original funding. We had started having events before we had a space. Our first event was Catherine Ann Porter's last public appearance that we had at Mount Vernon College for women, and then things just kept rolling along. The founding group knew of the space on Q Street. Women plumbers came in and took sinks off the walls, and everyone just pitched in, and the programming started and continued. So that's my experience. That's how I got involved. I was like full-time involved for 2 years. I feel really pleased that the Alpha Initiative and the Katzen Museum are honoring this institution with a large show, so that history is really being written and included as something that was a very important thing for women, for men, for the Washington area art world.